All right, David, is Japan cooked?
So this is a really, really interesting question because tourism to Japan is probably high as it's ever been right now. So
Okay.
everybody's almost like putting it on a pedestal as a tourist.
All right.
But if you're there actually doing business and you're actually worried about the future prospects of like a Honda, Toyota, Sony,
Sony.
you're very worried. Because long story short, and by the way, I was speaking with a Japanese friend of mine who's from Japan, does business there. He was basically saying that the old school guys from the 80s that are like 85, 95 now, they're still in charge running things hyper old school style in these like karetsu. Karetsu is like a top down siloed out business like a
Like the
Sony.
bureaucrats,
Yeah,
right?
like it's very like everything needs like 25 levels of approval. If you make one
Mm,
change, it's got to go all the way back to level
just
one
like Germany.
to redo through everything. And he was like saying that the young people were waiting to take over so long, but the old people just kept on going and going until they were like 92 years old.
Uh,
And then it crushed the next generation spirit.
that makes sense.
So
That's
then they just gave up.
right. That's like the aging population. And Japan is known for that too.
So in a crazy way, their success from the 80s and the fact that those same bosses held on to their positions for their pensions and stuff ended up screwing over the next generation. And then even the next, because Japan is at a point now where it's almost like they already skipped a generation of leadership. They need to get like 40-year-olds in charge now.
Mm,
But the 40-year-olds got to wait for the 60-year-olds who never even got it from the 80-year-olds.
man, that is still probably a fun country though.
Oh, I think it's amazing still, like to this day, but just there's no progression.
Yeah.
Because think about it, bro. All the new Chinese phones and Apple phones use Sony sensors, but Sony itself cannot produce a good smartphone. But even Samsung will use a Sony sensor. Huawei, Oppo, Vivo, iPhone will use a Sony sensor inside of
Wow.
their camera, their phone that is overall way better than a Sony phone.
Wow. Wow. It's kind of like the German cars, right? Everyone will still can maybe not use the German parts, but they'll still like buy German cars, I
Or
guess.
that you know what it is? A lot of people nowadays are still heavily inspired by German industrial design, but everybody's like, "Yo, German cars are way too expensive."
Yeah. A new shift. Where's the next shift? China?
I guess all the countries from World War II are just they're just taking it right now.